Join us for a powerful review of the Cupra Ateca Limited Edition. Let's go! So if you look at it from the front, the Seat Ateca in general, it has the same base styling. So, it's not too aggressive, but already, somewhat sporty. And the Cupra Ateca gets the special Cupra logo as they position that one as a separate brand from Seat. Then you have those dark accentuations here, then a lot of copper as in this Cupra logo, also stronger lower bumpers. 4 meters 36, 14 foot 3 or 172 inches is the length of the Cupra Ateca, or in general a Seat Ateca as well. And that means it's just a couple of centimeters longer. Oh, touch the keyless entry, so you can also see how the side mirrors flip in or out again. So yeah, there we go. Nice. So it's a couple of centimeters longer than the VW T-Roc or T-Roc R, even in wheelbase. So a couple of centimeters longer in wheelbase, but still the same platform and not too much of a difference. But reminder, it's a short vehicle. It's a small or compact SUV, yet it's quite powerful, soon coming to the engine specs. The color here for today is called graphene gray. Could be also graphite in German. And then we have those 20-inch wheels. 19-inch is what you usually get for the Cupra Ateca. Here exclusive with 20-inch in this copper scheme again for the limited edition. And also with the 18-inch Brembo brakes. Included that we also have the disc brakes with the holes in here. Those ones you could also optionally get normally for a Cupra Ateca, but here they are already included in this special edition for a little bit more performance. In the rear we see a typical Volkswagen Group hatch style that counts for their normal compact class vehicles and also for their SUVs. But again, a little bit spiced up by those modern tail lamps and also the Cupra logo again in copper accentuations, and right here also the badging right there. And then usually, for example, for a T-Roc R, you can also optionally get this Akrapovic exhaust. Here for the Cupra Ateca, it's usually not possible. But that one then is limited to the limited edition, this special Akrapovic racing exhaust, 4 pipes, the real deal, and of course boosts up the sound. Not only the side mirrors, but also here this rear wing, the small one, comes with real carbon fiber, and they have meshed in a special copper tone here as well, so very interesting piece. Under the hood we have no hydraulic struts, but we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine, the TSI, 300 horsepower, 400 Newton meters of torque. All-wheel drive is front plus rear on demand, maximum 50-50 distribution then, so that's the all-wheel drive for this one here with the Haldex clutch. And the 7-speed DSG always comes with this dual clutch transmission. Interesting is that the acceleration figure is now at 4.9 seconds to 100 kilometers or 62 miles an hour. That's the same as for the Leon Cupra ST, and it was 5.2 for the Cupra Ateca before. So why is it faster now? There has been a software update where when you use the launch control, it gets a little bit more RPMs, a little bit more preload, and since this one here has a good traction from this all-wheel drive, you can get more power to the ground, and therefore it's a little bit faster now than before. This is the car key, And you see it has the very same structure as the real carbon fiber from the outside mirrors, for example. And the thing is, on the outside, you know, there is this clear coating above it, and that makes it look real as we know it. Here there's no clear coating on, it has like a matte surface, but this is also real carbon fiber. I checked that with Cupra, and they also showed me some sample pieces where I couldn't look at it from behind. Even real carbon fiber here around the key, and again with this copper accentuations meshed in the structure. Very interesting. So when you look at it first, this looks real and this looks fake, but I can promise you this is also real carbon fiber. And special with those seats, usually a normal Cupra Ateca would already come with normal sport seats with a separated head restraint, and then you can go optionally for those performance seats with integrated head restraint. The limited edition comes directly with those seats, inside Alcantara, outside leatherette, and then this carbon fiber style leatherette also, so all non-animal based. That's a good decision. And in this case, you've already seen it, also with blue Alcantara instead of the usual black, and that's really fancy. I mean, cool idea. Usually we just see blue Alcantara, like with Bentleys or something, so they picked up on a very exclusive color scheme there, and it looks really amazing. And yeah, as blue is one of my favorite colors, it's, yeah, I mean, I like it also very much. And the normal sport seats are also very comfortable, and it's, you know, you have to try it out if you go for normal sport seats or with those integrated head restraints. Same goes for Seat Leon or Leon Cupra, soon then also the Cupra Leon when they also switch that. Here in this case for the limited edition you don't have any choice, but I can tell you both are comfortable, the one with the separated head restraint and also those. So for sport seats, they are among the most comfortable ones. Even as a tall person, you get along very, very well. You are, you know, held tight actually quite well for the corners, but still it's not too tightening. So I really like those seats, and when I put the seat all the way down, here with the electric controls, lumbar support also right there, then there's still enough headroom left in those decor elements here all around the cockpit. Again with this carbon fiber and the copper tone inside. This is also a very thin layer here as well. Very thin layers of real carbon fiber. I took a look at the sample pieces and they are really real. Again, due to this matte surface like on the key, it looks like it would be just fake, and the exterior parts which have this clear coating look as we know it. But the thing is, usually when carbon fiber is used on cars, it always has the clear coating, so that becomes the carbon fiber as we know it. But here indeed, when they do not have the clear coating, it feels like a rather matte surface. And this is also, again, real carbon fiber used here in this Cupra Ateca, special to this limited edition. And recently we've also seen with the Maserati Levante Trofeo, by the way, that they also use this rather matte, non-clear coated carbon fiber on the interior. Interior overview. It's really interesting how they put in design lines even here on the top soft touch dashboard. That looks pretty cool. And it's also nice that they have this horizontal layout here, and so there's, you know, not worse transition right there. In the 7th generation Golf there's like this gap right there, but here they made this separation right there, and that's actually quite well integrated. So again, they have a very compact steering wheel with a good size for that car, 10.25-inch digital instruments, then zoom more details to everything you can do with that. That comes standard with this vehicle. Also here this 8-inch central infotainment screen comes standard with this car. We'll soon also go more in details to that screen. And this is the Apple CarPlay menu. You can also go back to the normal menu right there, and some close-ups very soon. By the way, you can also have a gesture control, but yeah, the question is like how much. Yeah, it doesn't work all the time. There it worked again. There it is. But just for those two apps more, I don't know if it really makes sense. But still, it has some knobs here, left and right. That's, I think, quite good. Still a classic climate unit, and control also very well while driving. That's what I like about those more subtle climate units. And then you have this carbon fiber, just, visual cover right there. Again, it's no real carbon fiber, but I think that's good because it reduces the amount of piano black lacquer being used in the car. So why not? And in the lower area then, 2 USB supplies, 12-volt power supply, and then there's an inductive charging pad also for your smartphone. At the moment I have it connected with the cable anyway because the CarPlay or the Android Auto still runs via cable only. Start-stop engine button flashes like a heartbeat. They say heartbeat, like a heartbeat, and that's taken over from the Jaguar cars. It was their idea actually, and yeah, to make the car a little bit more alive. That's interesting. Then 7-speed DSG shifting lever is always a standard. You only get this car here with the 7-speed dual clutch transmission. For the rear seats, you also get the blue Alcantara, and you have this somewhat, at the inside of the doors, of course. That is pretty cool. And then also at the normal seating benches, and you have this somewhat single seat setup. That's what I wanted to say. So in the middle part you can still sit, but it's more optimized for the outside seats each. And again with this carbon fiber look, leatherette too. This is pretty cool. The only thing right there you have to bear in mind, copper accentuations there too. Only thing that is not speaking for the highest quality or money spending, hardpack at the inside of the doors. Yeah, I think we can live with that, but I mean, then for the price of this car, maybe we could have expected otherwise. But then again, you can understand that when it's not there for a normal Ateca, they won't make it for the special version. That doesn't make sense in the whole production process. Then still decent legroom right there. Those performance seats here, they cost you a little bit of legroom. So the ones with the separated head restraint, if you pick a normal Cupra Ateca or normal Ateca or Seat Leon and so on, they give you a little bit more legroom. But still, you see, it's plenty of legroom left, and that's the cool thing. This is not by no means a long car, but we have the same amount of legroom in a BMW X5 or something, so the package of this car is fantastic. And now it's time for the measuring stick and for the trunk. But what do you do when you have the measuring stick in one hand and the big 90s style microphone, where some people think that it's actually a bad thing or an old school thing, but actually it's a better sound quality with less background noise, and you don't hear this massive ventilation blowing in the background because it's a great microphone? Explanation over. Well, what if you have both hands occupied? Then you can use one of those few options that are left in this car, and this is here the foot kick opening mechanism, and that's of course pretty handy then when you have something in your hands. So length of the trunk right here is about 85 centimeters, and the width is just about a meter, and they're actually quite decent. Well, the Seat Leon Estate, by the way, would have a longer trunk. That would be a difference between here SUV and an Estate. Then here the height is a little bit less than 50 centimeters below this cover, and the total height is something more than 80 centimeters if you remove this top cover. What's actually quite cool is there you can see again this ski hatch. Then on the left side you have a 12-volt power supply, but also a 230-volt power supply, so you can even recharge a laptop here or something. That's actually quite cool. And then dimension-wise, that you also get an idea of how it looks like when just a backpack is in here. That also fits as for the height. And then we can flip the seats from here, like this and like this. And you see there is a small step then still left. Below this cover there's audio equipment, but if you don't have that option, then you can also fit a replacement tire. Welcome. Let's start with the launch control. Wow, that was already 110 kilometers an hour. Pretty amazing, and a very smooth acceleration from this all-wheel drive. Of course, a front-wheel driven platform, but on demand also power to the rear wheels, and that is maximum 50-50 distribution. So it doesn't feel like it would understeer a lot. Also, for this launch control to work, I'm in the ESC Sport mode. So this is reducing the electronic helpers a little bit. And I'm also in the Cupra mode. That boosts up the sound from this optional for the Cupra Ateca, but standard equipment here in this limited edition. actually exclusively in this limited edition, the Akrapovic exhaust. You cannot get it otherwise for the Cupra Ateca. And wow, beautiful landscape here also in front of us. So we have a great sporty route with nice corners for you. Well, that's man-made landscape, but still looks pretty impressive. And the good thing here, we always have this progressive steering. So you see, I don't have to steer that much. I can keep my hands at the steering wheel all the time. And it gives me a very good and direct feeling. Wow. Sometimes it takes a while, and you know, even in the Cupra mode when the gear is shifted back. So I would recommend for the sportiest driving to stick it here with the shifting pedals, so I can control that myself. That's a lot of fun. You always get nice clicking feedback as well. Shifting back, and then you're right here again, and see here, I mean, I'm not exceeding any speed limit, but still I'm catching up to the next vehicles quite fastly, and it's really a lot of fun to drive this car. It's so neutrally balanced. That's pretty amazing. Yay, we have some free road of us ahead. And it's really cool how precise I can steer this vehicle, and you know, it doesn't lean too much to the left or the right. We have the DCC here, the adaptive suspension. It's a little bit stiffer here now in the Sport or in the Cupra mode. The Cupra mode, of course, the most intense one, also sound-wise, but again, using the shifting pedals, it's even more fun. And definitely the 300 horsepower performance, more than enough for the size or for the weight of this vehicle. And indeed, you know, when we're talking about a comparison to the Porsche Macan, this here is the sportier vehicle. So because it's lighter, it's more agile to use, and it's also smaller. So if you know, think in those terms, and of course, especially even power-wise, if you compare it to the 4-cylinder, of course, the Macan 6-cylinders, they have more power then. That's for sure. But this is really amazing. I mean, yeah, you still feel it's a front-wheel driven platform, so it's not rear-wheel biased or something, but still, it's super fun to drive. And we recently experienced it also with the Volkswagen T-Roc R. Both cars are pretty similar in price, size, and also in the handling. Both are, yeah, almost equally fun. What I felt is that the seating position here in the Cupra Ateca is more comfortable. So, and some things are a little bit more elaborate, I would say. So yes, the T-Roc R is on paper a little bit faster maybe, but the Cupra Ateca somehow feels to me like the, let's say, a little bit better package overall, you know, size-wise, you know, interior quality-wise, and I mean, look at that. Really cool, and I hope you enjoy those corners together with me. Again, not too much pushing over the front axle, although it's front-wheel driven dominated. So much fun to have in this vehicle, and at the same time, it stays really, really comfortable and can be your everyday driver. And I think that's also what's, yeah, probably among the most amazing things about this car. And now to our conclusion for today with the Cupra Ateca, here today in our limited edition. In general, the Ateca is a very good everyday vehicle with some decent exterior, nice interior build quality, decent space offering, so a good package exterior to interior relation, and also the driving itself is already quite sporty. As the Cupra Ateca has really this 300 horsepower punch and some very great agile handling. However, the DCC, the adaptive suspension, still offers this balance between sportiness and comfort, and that's also the same case here for the limited edition. Yeah, still okay comfort, although we have 20-inch wheels. This limited edition adds some more design features as we've shown to you. My favorite, definitely blue Alcantara seats for today. So how would I actually like, take it as it is here right now? So, I mean, the good thing is it serves a lot of different purposes. It's small enough that you can do everything with that inside the city, yet it already has enough comfort that you can go on longer motorway rides, and it already has this performance approach that you can also be very sporty, shown with the launch control, and also how well it handled in the corners. Yes, very similar to the VW T-Roc R, same engine, Same platform as well, just a couple of centimeters difference in length and wheelbase. So the handling is also pretty similar. I found the seating comfort a little bit better here in the Ateca, and also the space I have on the inside. So therefore, I would actually prefer the Ateca, if you think about the T-Roc, and also some interior quality materials. And the price is not really a big difference. So the Ateca, it would be for me if we would think about T-Roc R versus the Cupra Ateca. Then, yeah, what about this Porsche Macan comparison? Some would say, how dare you compare this to a Porsche? But think about it, in the 4-cylinder version, again, as I said earlier, it has the same base engine, just that this one here has more power. So, although you pay base price 10k less, or than if you equip the Porsche Macan, this one here will be, like 20 or even more, like 25,000 euros cheaper than the Porsche Macan, but still has more power, and the interior space you get is actually even more. So yeah, you cannot really compare it brand-wise or brand image-wise, but if you just look at the facts, yes, this is a very expensive Ateca, but if you compare to other performance SUVs, it's then again rather attractive option if you consider what you get and also the performance and so on. So definitely very interesting positioning, and that's also a reason why they picked the Cupra brand. Remember, in the past it would have been a Seat Ateca Cupra. Now they made it Cupra Ateca to be a little bit more standalone. I mean, there are some guys who really like that single unique positioning. Others say, I would have picked it also with the Seat logo. I don't care so much. Honestly, I don't like the Cupra logo personally that much. It looks a little bit tribal-alike. But then again, the special feature it has here, also here as a limited edition, that was actually a pretty cool thing. So, a lot of thoughts here for you today, a lot to discuss. Please join us in the discussion in the comments. I really hope you enjoyed the review here today, the same way as Jonas and I enjoyed making it here in this very beautiful landscape near Tarragona in Spain. So, thank you again for tuning in. See you next time.